what people don't realize is they're separating from a spouse, yet they're going to co-parent with this person until the day they die or their former spouse dies.
So let's talk about what it takes to have a good divorce, especially when kids are involved.
Well, kids. It's so tricky, you know. I think what we don't realize is that our children are going through their first divorce. And we think that it's all about us. And we don't remember that they're watching. And we are their role model. So as a parent and as a child of divorce, I really encourage clients and individuals to think about their children, get them the support they need. Leave the fight in a special place. So the fight is in the attorney's office or in the mediator's office, not when you're doing homework. Mm-hmm. And it's really difficult because it's always on your mind, so it's present, but the children are going through their own experience. Mm-hmm. And I feel they really have to come first.
You know, Melanie, short of putting your ex in a space shuttle and sending them to a mission to Mars for a few years, I really find the best divorce with children is a neutral one, which means disengaged, disengaged, disengaged from all the hooks that keep you and your ex in conflict. Mm-hmm. So if we can remember that, the children can be well served.
Because you know, the role that you both have as you're going through divorce is that you've got to now create a new role, which is called co-parenting.
Right. And I would say to have the best divorce when children are involved is to put the children first. They're number one. The priority is them. It's not, and just two would be to remember it is not all about us. It is not about you. It's not about your ex, soon-to-be ex. It is about the children. And if you keep the children first and foremost, and then you'll be more considerate of how they feel. Yeah. And I always tell my clients to just think about if this was your daughter going through this, mm-hmm. and she had children, and you're seeing your grandbabies go through all this, what would you tell her? What advice would you give her? Yeah. And when you give her that advice, that applies to you as well. So when you put the children first, they're foremost and important, and that's the priority.
Yeah. I think what people don't realize is they're separating from a spouse, yet they're going to co-parent with this person until the day they die or their former spouse dies.
Right.
And short of a child being hurt, God forbid, or abused by a parent, a child's always going to love their parent. And we need to give our children that space to love that parent of theirs.
You know, when you think about what it is that the child needs so that they can be their best as a child, you know, it's both parents, right? It's not one parent 90% of the time and the other one, you know, like one weekend a month, right? It's really they need to feel the presence of both parents. That's true. And otherwise they can't be who they are meant to be.
Mm-hmm. If you ever had the opportunity to ask a child, and I did ask, especially the children that I know for my clients and even mine, I said, what was the biggest thing for you going through the divorce? And he said, I just didn't want to be put in the situation where I had to choose which parent I love the most.
Right.
And I just felt that it was just so heartwarming to know, and I wanted every woman that was going through a divorce and the men to know, your children feel exactly what you feel and they don't want to make a choice. Allow them to love you and your soon-to-be ex.
You know, it's really powerful when you're coaching a client that has children for them to bring a picture of their children in, right? And when they start getting kind of squirrely on decision-making, you know, you bring out the picture and say, what's best, you know, for your children.
Sometimes I hear from my clients that they can't behave well because their ex isn't behaving well. And I remind them that they can, that it's up to them to choose their behavior. And that in the face of toxicity, non-neutrality, they still have a choice. And again, reminding them why they're doing it, for the children, but also for themselves.
That's right. If you're going through a divorce, The divorce coaches here just want you to remember that your kids need to be part of your healing and part of your process. If you can't think about that, get a picture of your kids, and every time you're making a major decision, think about what they need. You'll never regret that decision.